doing Vogue magazine for my presentation. So, the literal definition of Vogue means prevailing fashion or style at a particular time. So, on the right, we have the first cover of Vogue. At this point, it's not a magazine yet, it is a weekly newspaper. It was first published in 1892 in New York by Arthur Baldwin Turner. His intention was to create a publication that celebrated the ceremonial side of life, one that attracts the sage as well as the debutante, men of affairs, as well as the belle. It targeted upper class and was primarily concerned with fashion, had coverage of sports and social affairs, and included articles about fashion, beauty, social life, as well as theaters, concerts, art exhibits, and new book reviews. At this time, it had a male and female readership. It started off as 10 cents. On the right, we have one cover from July 1909. And then right here, we have an actual ad for Vogue. So it's a weekly paper for intelligent gentlewomen. It has attractive features with political matters, literature, music, and social reviews. In 1909, Vogue was acquired by Condé Nast and made into a monthly subscription. He decided that the magazine should be geared more towards women, still continuing to target a really upscale audience. And right around here, Vogue really does start to flourish. You can tell that Condé Nast thought it was really important that each issue contained work from the most talented illustrators and photographers of the era. So not quite yet do you see any of the photography, but you can already tell that the illustrations get much more fancy. Here's a little video of an actual article or an actual issue of Vogue. This is from 1913. So here you'd have a feature piece. They're talking about the lace in Europe. Here would be a society piece. So a coat sale, different drinks, whatever's popular at the time. There's a feature about the Cherry Blossom Festival. You'd usually have an article on like what's seen in the shops at the time. That one is about travel to France. And then we have a society piece about a polo match. And then this one's funny, smart fashions for limited income. So really like broadening the readership, kind of where you can get stuff. And then in 1914, we have Edna Woolman Chase. She became the editor-in-chief. She actually remained at the helm for 38 years until 1952. So at this time, the publication was solely American. But Chase gave full coverage to European and especially Parisian fashions, but her approach also suggested that women might exercise a certain independence of taste. One major contribution that she made to fashion was the same year that she became the editor-in-chief. She actually put on the first fashion show in America. So as a result of World War I, clothing makers closed a lot of their rooms and like design factories in Paris. And then since most of the clothes that were featured in Vogue were from Paris, Chase took it into her own hands and called dressmakers in New York and had them make clothing to be featured in a show. So this actually prompted other manufacturers to start making clothes in the United States and then selling them for like more moderate prices. She also famously said that fashion can be bought and style one must possess. So we can kind of see the progression of like the more exciting brightness of the covers, more color, really going by Condé Nast. He wanted talented illustrators and really to spice it up. So in 1916, Vogue goes international. Until this time, the American Vogue was actually being imported in Britain until the British version was started in 1916, which sold well despite the war. So the American Vogue actually had to deal with really expensive overseas shipping, and there was apparently a paper shortage too. But after 1916, other countries started making their own versions. So Spain, Italy, and then France in 1920 made their own versions of Vogue too. And then here's an actual article from Edna Woolman Chase talking about the business of fashion. Very posh lady. And then here's just an example of the progression of the covers, kind of straying from like black and white illustrated to more bright, kind of fun, definitely gearing much towards women. This is a really fun video. Actually, Sarah Jessica Parker narrates the beginning of Vogue. Actually, right now, too, Vogue is sharing their archives, so you can actually look back like 120 years and look at all their different issues. It's very cool. But I'm not going to play this because the ad plays and it will take too long. But I can share it later. So I think Vogue has really made an impact on the fashion world today. It is referred to as like the fashion Bible. And sometimes Vogue will be the first to give reviews on fashion and beauty trends, and sometimes they even set the new trends by featuring certain things in the issues. It's also like a top label to appear in Vogue. It's kind of like you've made it for designers, models, actors, photographers, and authors. Like if they're featured in Vogue, they have made it. And then here's a quick little video of some of the most iconic covers. Sorry, it's a little bit fast. And then Anna Wintour actually said a really good quote, which I agree with, that fashion is a reflection of our times. And I think Vogue really does a great job of portraying that. And like, it's been around for 120 plus years, and it really does a good job of portraying what's going on at the time, like what's hot at the time. So, yes. Thank you.